Welcome back, everybody, to some more Atlanta Hawks, my GM. Getting into it after a loss to the Milwaukee Bucks in the last episode. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go check it out. Got some good game highlights, I think. We definitely did fail to defend against the superstar in Giannis Antetokounmpo, but now we are going to simulate some games, kind of get this season progressing a little bit. Right now we are 2-7. Let's see where we are about midway through November. We get a big win over the Celtics there. That's a little surprising, but then we lose to the Knicks. We beat the Lakers, lose to the Nuggets. 2 straight away games now against Phoenix and Utah. Go into Phoenix and win, and then we are going to lose Tyreke Evans, it seems like. We're going to take him out of the rotation pretty much completely, give him no minutes. We're going to start Avery Bradley, obviously, and this is going to mean Costa is going to get even more minutes because he will be the full-on sole backup shooting guard. I don't really think we're going to give anybody else extra minutes. I think we're just going to give more minutes to people already in the rotation. I'd like to see Trey Burke get some more minutes, maybe Mario Hezonja. Give him one chance to kind of shine. Doug McDermott also going to get some minutes. As for the rest of these minutes, we still have about 6 minutes left. So we give him to Udo. Get another backup center in there. Just get a full-on rotation because we are one of the lower tier teams, obviously, still at this point. And we're gonna still have to find out who really belongs getting more minutes. Once it gets to a point where we are a upper tier team, obviously we're not going to have a 12-man rotation anymore. It'll probably be down to 10. 10 is probably the goal. I think 9 is a little bit too little of a rotation, and 11 still might be a little bit too much. So the rotation will definitely dwindle as we get to become a better team, but God knows how long we are from that. And here's a projected trade. Domantas Sabonis and a first-round top 10 protected pick for John Collins and a second-round pick. Now, I'm considering this because Sabonis is a bit more of a power forward that I like to personally play with. He can knock down some shots from the outside a little bit better, but he hasn't really been doing it very successfully anyway, only shooting 25% from 3. His three-pointer is better than the average for the position, though, which is obviously the main reason why we would consider it. But everywhere else, he's not really as good, I don't think, necessarily as Collins. Plus, Collins has played really well, so this is a tough decision. It is definitely a good offer, though, I must say. The Pacers offering us, and I don't think it's too far of a stretch to say that they would want to trade Sabonis. He's only got 1 year left, essentially, and it's a team option. After that, he is obviously free to test the free agency market. But you see Collins, he's just been very consistent, and I don't know, he doesn't really get in the way of our scoring as much as maybe Sabonis would. Sabonis might need a little bit more of the ball in his hands than Collins does. Collins can be a beast of a rebounder, plus we get an extra season with him compared to Sabonis, who he's only going to have 1 more season, and then he might be gone and not come back. So it's kind of hard to really decide. I think I'm leaning towards keeping John Collins, though, because even though Sabonis is talented and the first top 10 protected is valuable, I think at this point Collins is still pretty valuable. So we're going to decline that trade and keep moving forward. We beat the Jazz, so we win 2 straight away games. We do lose to the OKC Thunder and then the Cavs. So some playoff teams we lose to. And we stop right before the Celtics game. So let's check out some of the games. As now we are 6-12. Dennis Schroeder dropping 22 and 11 on the Celtics. Michael Porter Jr. shoots 7 of 11. That's pretty good. Tyreke Evans in one of his last games before getting injured drops 15. Ersan Ilyasova with a decent night, only 1 for 4 from 3 though. John Collins with a 13 and 10 game. DeAndre Ayton with 12 and 8. Love to see that from him. So Collins and Ayton playing really well beside each other. Like to see that. Avery Bradley with 6 points on only 2 for 9 shooting. Trey Burke 6 points as well. Doug McDermott played pretty well. Costa didn't get as many shots as I would like. Only 3 shots in the game. Definitely got to get that up next time. There's no way Ilyasova should be taking 11 of it. Costa's only taking 3. Plus minuses for the game. And then for the Celtics, See all the shootings. Al Horford played awful, 0 for 5. Then we lost to the Knicks somehow. Some guys not playing too crazy. 7 of 20 for MPJ, excuse me. DeAndre Ayton only shot 6 shots. I'd like to get that up. Ilyasova taking way too many shots, in my opinion. I don't know why that is. We might have to start taking a bigger look into that, because Ilyasova takes like 9 to 12 shots a game. And I really don't know why. I don't want him shooting the ball that much. He's not that important to our team to be shooting that much, even though he is probably one of the better shooters. I wouldn't call him one of the best, but one of the better shooters on the team. But still, I don't think it's worth sacrificing shots that could be going to guys like Porter, or Aiden, or Costa, or Schroeder, or even Bradley and Evans. Like, Collins had a pretty big game. Burke didn't play too well either. Tyreke Evans had one of his better games, though, and so did Michael Porter Jr. And this game to the Nuggets, where we lost. Aiden with a double-double. Really, that's a stat line that I believe that can be a consistent stat line for him one day. Double-digit, or nearly 20 points, 10 rebounds. Definitely see that in the future for DeAndre Ayton. 2 for 12 from Porter there. That's not that good. Then we beat Phoenix, and this is the game where Evans got injured. We allowed 22 points from the former Atlanta Hawk, Torian Prince. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Whatever. DeAndre Ayton with another game, just like I said, 20 and 11 for him. Michael Porter Jr. dropped 17 points and completely stuffs the stat sheet with full stat sheet there, basically. Tyreke Evans, Ersan Ilyasova puts up 16, as does Evans. Ilyasova also with 12 rebounds. Schroeder with 12 points, 8 assists. I like to see that. That's more of a role I'd like to see for him. Less points. Kind of more of just a facilitator. I mean, still obviously want to get him to the basket 5 to 10 times a game, but I'd really like to see the other guys that we've drafted get a lot more of the scoring done for us, while Schroeder is more of a facilitator. Because his outside shots, nothing crazy. That's why we brought in guys like Bradley and Tyreke Evans, who can really kind of knock down those shots for us. Also, if Hazonia or McDermott can develop into a better three-point shooter like everybody expected them to be coming into the league, that would be great. The Thunder, yeah, we couldn't stop the big three, I guess, of Paul George, Steven Adams, and Russell Westbrook. Not really a surprise. We don't have any defenders who could really lock any of those guys up at this point. Ilyasova with another upper echelon scoring game for us. 13's not that many, but it's still top of the line for us. Doug McDermott goes 0 for 6. Bradley goes 2 for 9. Chandler takes 0 shots. Michael Porter Jr. goes 11 of 20, though, and that is obviously really the best takeaway from this game, that we completely got blown off the floor in. And the next game we could talk about here is the Cleveland Cavaliers game, playing LeBron James, Michael Porter with another good game. Costa with finally a really great game in the simulation, 6 for 11, 21 points. Actually, wait, no LeBron. So that's interesting. And then here are the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's the game we had against them. Machete actually playing well again. 3 for 10 from Collins, though. Ilyasova with 9 shots again. Aiden, not his best game. Hazonia doesn't put up any points. McDermott actually puts up 7. Schroeder goes 3 for 13. Ugh. We're just one of those teams that we can, if we really go cold, it's very likely that we're going to lose, and we're pretty inconsistent with the youth on this team, and we just have some inconsistent players like Avery Bradley and especially Dennis Schroeder at this point. Even guys like John Collins and Ersan Ilyasova to an extent are pretty inconsistent. See, 2 guys averaging about 14 points, while Porter almost up at the 15 range. Aiden averaging 10 and 8 and nearly 11 and 9, actually. Would love to see that for his rookie season. Avery Bradley has been a pretty good role player for us this season. Ilyasova, I mean, I think we're going to try and figure out a way to get him less shots and get guys like Costa taking more shots. Because there are games where he only takes like 3 to 4 shots, and I'd like to see Machete take more shots and Ilyasova's shot rate go down. John Collins averaging 8 and 8. That is awesome for us. We have 2 guys who can grab a ton of rebounds in our starting lineup, and Aiden and Collins. Chandler not doing too shabby either off the bench for us. So yeah, I'm really liking the team at this point. I mean, obviously Chandler is not in the long-term plans. Maybe it got, I don't know what's going on with Doug McDermott and Hazonia after this season, to be honest, and all these other guys. Just kind of filling out the roster at this point. Go into the full statistics of everything. Offensive rebounds per game. See if we have anybody in the upper tier. We do. John Collins, 9th in offensive rebounds per game. I wonder where Aiden is. Okay, he's 16th. Mo Bamba a little bit ahead of him, unfortunately. But oh wait, they're tied with the same thing, so that really doesn't matter, I don't think. Anything else we can check out here? Here are the team stats for us before we end this off. And I think this is going to do it for this one, just so you can look at all the different team stats, offensive rebounding. We are pretty close to the top. So that is going to do it. Thanks everybody so much for watching. As always, make sure to absolutely wreck that like and subscribe button. Have a great day, everybody. Stay tuned for more Atlanta Hawks Mod GM. Peace out. See you guys all later.